Welcome to an episode of Beyond Cheers, Detective Gomez Files. I'm your host, Detective Gomez. And on our podcast, we're constantly talking about cheaters, liars, infidelity, relationships, and all kinds of things. And we'll take a break from that every once in a while and bring someone in from the Dallas-Fort Worth area who has their own business, entrepreneur, doing all types of great things in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. And I call her Tam Cam. I'm going to let her introduce herself to you here in just a second, all right? She's a very, very special friend of mine.
Hi, how are
Yeah.
you?
How are you?
Good, good.
Good,
Good to
good,
have
good.
you here today.
Well, glad to have you here. Now, share some of what you're doing here in the DFW area, and I'd like to start with the shuttle service because I think that anybody coming to the Dallas-Fort Worth area could definitely use that service.
Yeah. So, as you mentioned, I am in the shuttle business, shuttle transportation. And let me just start from the beginning. So, my name is Tamyra Campbell. I go by Tam Cam, and I'm a creative entrepreneur, originally from New Orleans. And the business that you were mentioning, the transportation, came about because of the pandemic.
Mhm.
So, as a photographer and a videographer, no one was taking pictures during the pandemic. So, I wanted to get into, something that would keep money flowing. And so I looked into real estate, I looked into transportation. I, decided to get into transportation because the entry barrier was a little easier.
Mhm.
And 3.5 years in, I realized, oh my God, it's much more lucrative, I mean, because when
Mhm.
you think about real estate, you have to, think about tenants and furniture and what have you. You know, you buy a shuttle, the major thing you have to just worry about is showing up on time and having satisfied clients. So yeah, you've been seeing me on Instagram. I do a lot of online marketing as a marketing content creator, and I love it. I say that the transportation business is my little insurance policy to keep me out of the workforce, the
Okay.
traditional workforce.
Well, and
Yeah.
I really enjoy some of your TikTok videos that you do in your van. Those are very entertaining also.
Yeah, I need to get back on that. I've been kind
Mhm.
of, pulling back just a little because I wanted to like let the shuttle business shine for itself. Because when you start a business, you start with the end goal in mind. You always want to
Mhm.
sell a business, 3 to 5 years down the line. And so I kind of pulled back out of it because I didn't want to be the face of it. And
Right.
so, but somebody told me, they said they missed those videos, so I need to
Get
basically
back
just,
on it.
yeah, get back on it, jump
So
back on
tell,
it.
tell us about the photograph. Now now I know Tam from we both used to work on this little TV show called Cheaters, where we
Yeah.
had people cheating, and Tam would take the still photography for the TV show. But you're still taking photographs now, also, right?
Yeah. So I specialized when we met years ago on Cheaters in high school senior portraits, and I still do. But things are changing, and I tell people all the time, these phones and these cameras are getting so tiny and so clever that basically people are taking their own pictures.
Right.
So what I've done is I've moved into sort of a niche photography, which is branding photography and commercial photography. And
Hmm.
so that's lately how I've been making my living. And to be honest, um, it's more the payback is even better.
Hmm.
And I'm not working as hard, and I guess as you get older, you just start working smarter, right?
That's right. That's very true. You got to work smarter, not harder, and that's the
Right.
best way to do it.
Exactly.
Because if you don't, then you're going to just work yourself to death. So you got to find some other things that you specialize in that can kind of balance everything.
Right. Exactly.
Now, Tam, we've known each other for a while,
Yeah.
and I've always had some infidelity questions I wanted to put you on the spot and ask you about. So you can ask you a couple of questions. Don't get offended.
Okay.
Shoot.
Okay.
All right, so my biggest question is, you're I'm not even going to guess how old you are, but we'll say you're
Watch him
mature.
out. Watch him out.
you're, but you're successful, and I constantly get a lot of questions about people ask me like, why would somebody hire a private investigator? Now you take photos, of course, for a living, but if you didn't take photos and you're a housewife and maybe you had a few kids, would you ever consider hiring a private investigator to expose your spouse of infidelity? Would you ever consider something like that?
If I was a housewife,
Right, a housewife, a wife.
or if I was a wife.
Hmm.
Well, first of all, if we're being real, I would never be a housewife.
Okay, okay. If you're
um,
if you're just a wife, say you had a husband and you both worked and you thought he was messing around, are you going to personally initially go out there and hunt him down, or would you hire a private investigator like myself to do it for you?
well, I mean, honestly, hiring a private investigator is there will be for me personally to hire a private investigator would be will end up in two scenarios. One, if I was financially needing, if I was financially making enough money to afford you, because I feel like your profession is a luxury,
Hmm.
profession. It's kind of like, okay, you hire a chef, you hire a private investigator, you hire a stylist. I look at your profession being along that line. And secondly, if I have some serious doubts that my partner is cheating and I just don't care how much it is,
Right.
I'm going to pay. So those are the only two scenarios that I personally would hire a detective.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's the first question. Let's go for number two.
Okay.
Second question. You were to see your best friend's husband out there with another woman. Are you going to call and tell her? Or you just going to let her find out on her own?
You say my best friend? I'm
Best friend's
sorry.
husband out with another woman and it's not her. What you going to do?
If it's my best friend, I'm definitely gonna rat on
Okay.
his ass.
Okay. All right. Okay. Fair enough. You're
Yeah.
going to rat him out and say,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm
you
gonna rat him
know,
out. Yeah. I mean, if it's my best friend, this is the
mhm,
thing about me. If you're my friend, I'm down for you.
right.
Even if you're in the wrong,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna embarrass you in front of who you're wronging, but I will tell you you're wrong. But I'm gonna
Okay.
always stick by your side and be like, that's my girl. I don't care what happened. That's my girl,
Okay.
or
All right.
my
Fair enough.
boy.
Okay, that's a good one. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see, I got a couple more here for you real fast.
Okay. Okay.
You,
Okay.
well, why do you think people cheat in relationships? Like, why do you think there's a need for private eyes like myself? Why do you think people cheat?
Because they're bored and anything that's on repetitiveness gets stale.
Mhm.
Um, you got to keep reinventing anything. Um, Anything you do for too long is going to run a cycle. So
Okay.
you gotta freshen it up, or it's going to run its course. And when it run its course, it always runs its course in the opposite direction, which is the negative direction. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You can put that in a book. Yeah.
Oh, I like that. That's a good answer.
Put it
It
in your
runs its
next book.
course. All right. And I got one more here for you. The people, men always get accused of cheating. Do you believe that men cheat more than women do?
Oh, hell to the yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
why would you say that?
Because men, you guys are just so horny all the time. Now I got that song in my mind. Oh, he's so horny.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
Two Live Crew. But
see.
don't you think that marketing is more towards men to make them that way? I mean, people market. You don't see too much marketing where they're trying to target women. It's more like they're trying to target men with, these girls and these beer commercials and these bars. And they got the Hooters, they got the Ojos Locos, they got this, they
Mhm.
got Twin Peaks. They're all targeted towards men. You don't see a whole lot else for women, but they're inviting men to go out there and try to cheat, tempt them, the devil. What do
Well,
you
the
think about
thing, I mean, you guys is in your DNA to just be who you are. I
that?
mean, you could just you could just see something and your skin just rises.
Skin just a part of your skin just
Yeah,
rises, huh?
yeah. Or a woman can like brush beside you
Mhm.
and you just I don't know, it's just something. I don't think you guys can even control it. I always say the human spirit or the human body always have like two parts to it. It's like
Right.
it's the flesh in the spirit, of course, you
Okay.
know. And so we can control, I guess, the spirit. I feel like the spirit, you know, yeah, okay, so we can control the spirit, but say for instance, like right now, you know, I feel like I'm coming down with something, you know, like
Okay.
my throat been pretty scratchy the last couple of hours.
Okay.
That's the body. I have no control over that. So some things, you know, you guys do not have control over. Women, we have control over our sexual imaginations. You know, I think we can be a little more, and I don't know why that is so. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think there are some women who have more male hormones than, you know, than most women, and so they become a little more horny. And I think when you're horny, you tend to cheat.
Okay. Okay. It's
Yeah.
fair enough. When you're horny, you tend to cheat. That tends to make sense.
So
Yeah.
so in that case, more men, y'all cheat more.
Is there such thing as you know, when somebody cheats, and this is the last one I got for you. So when someone
Okay.
cheats in a relationship, is there such thing as recovery? Can you recover from that? Can you recover? Like if you're a man, you could get your man in the backseat of a car butt naked. Are you going to recover and say, hey, you know what? I want to act like it just didn't happen. Let's try to make this work.
I don't know. We just had this conversation the other day on my podcast at Always Tam Cam, on YouTube. Um, it just depends on the longevity of your relationship.
Mhm.
If you have been dating for more than a couple of years, then you got a lot invested in it.
Right.
Maybe if it's at a year, a little bit over a year, then it's a little easier to cut off. And of course, I'm talking from personal
Well,
experience. But I don't know. I don't know. I mean, if I think more women, we are willing to just, you know, I don't know. And that's a thought provoking question. But I'll just go ahead and say it based on my experience.
mhm.
I won't forgive you.
No forgiveness
I'm
from the Tam
sorry.
Cam.
No, because once a cheater, always a cheater. And if you started out with someone who you met them cheating on, you know, their significant other, I mean,
Mhm.
that's the same way you're going to lose them. Like they
That's
say,
right.
the way you found them is the way you're going to lose them. You know,
I totally.
so I just don't believe in cheating. You know, we were talking about emotional cheating. You
Mhm.
know, flirting. You know, that's a very fine line right there. Or there's a lot of gray area in
Mhm.
that conversation. But,
Lots.
huh?
It's a lot of gray area. You know,
Yeah, but
flirting is
if you
flirting with cheating. So
right, but if
it's
you
a problem.
I don't think there's nothing wrong with, you know, being overly nice.
Mhm.
For me, I can always tell when a man has have cheated in the past.
Mhm.
Like if I'm being like really nice. And when I'm saying overly nice, that's just another word for being flirtatious.
Okay.
Um, if I'm really nice to a guy and he all of a sudden in the conversation just start mentioning his wife, oh wow, I like your blouse. Oh, my wife got one like that.
Mhm.
I know he's cheated in the past and he's protecting himself. He's
There you go.
and I respect that. And I feel like most guys should, if you're talking to a woman, especially if you start feeling a certain way,
Uh-huh.
you know, you really should, like in the first 5-10 minutes, start mentioning your wife or
Do it.
your significant other.
Cover your ass.
Yeah, cover your ass. Cover your
'Cause
ass.
if you
I
don't,
just I just had this conversation last night with my friend who had a gallery opening, and
mhm.
he's a photographer, and most of his models came to his event. Like
Oh
he
wow.
shoots these beautiful women. And so, as one of the featured photographers, he's standing on the step and repeat, and his wife is there too. And so his wife really don't, you know, too involved in all his work because he shoots a variety of stuff. But this
Right.
particular event, he was showcasing a lot of his models, and so they
Mhm.
showed up to, you know, to give
Support.
support, and
Right.
because they were the feature models too. And so he's standing there on the step and repeat, kind of like, you know how when you take a picture with a group, you're kind of like hugging each other like that.
Right.
He wasn't doing it. So
Not
he's
a good
like standing
thing.
there, and the models are like just, you know, posing on the side,
Right.
you know. And I brought it to his attention later that night. I said, I noticed how you didn't huddle with those models. He was like, he just started laughing.
You think I'm dumb?
Huh? He was
You're
like, I
right
ain't
with
trying to
that.
start nothing. I ain't, but what he's doing is respecting his wife. And I
Yeah,
really respect him for doing that
it's the right
because,
thing to do.
hmm,
It's the right thing to do. He's doing the
yeah,
right thing.
because no matter what level, you and your significant other are on, you still need to have that respect. Some men probably would have done it just to get a rise out of their wife, but he respected his wife. He was like, you know what? But then again, some women know that, hey, this is my husband's profession. This is a picture. And so why not huddle up? I don't know. So I can see it from both sides. But I did
So,
notice
so,
that last night. I was like, y'all look like a like a band, like there was a band, a 80s band just standing up there posing.
some understand and some don't, but I'm glad he did. He respected his wife, and that was the right thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Tam, well, let's go over some of your social media stuff. Kind of tell us how people can find you as far as the shuttle service. Let's talk about your photography and kind of let people know how they can find you.
Okay, so initially I'm a photographer, content creator, creative entrepreneur, as you can see right there. And they can find me online at my name, TamyraCampbell.com or TamCam Photo. So TamCam Photo.com. You can hire me to do content creation, photography, headshots, you name it. I pretty much shoot it. And as far as the shuttle business, which is my newest baby, you can contact us at TamCam Shuttle. If you're having trouble trying to find it, just hashtag ride with TCS, ride with TCS. And so most of our posts on social media should pop up. We do day trips, airport pickups, small weddings, and yeah, it's a beautiful business. Yeah.
And bachelor parties, right?
Yeah. We'll do. A lot of people call me and they think that we're a party bus, but we're not. But
Yeah.
we have had people to party on the bus.
There you go.
But conducting a party bus is dangerous and it's hard, in my opinion. Being in this industry for 3.5 years, because the music's loud, so it's impairing the driver's, attention span. Then they leave them a lot of champagne bottles, and it just leave it a mess. So I try to stray away from booking a lot of parties on the bus, because we are using it mainly for airport runs,
Right.
which is the bread and butter of our business.
There you go. Spring break's right around the corner, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It sure is, right?
There you go. All right, Tam, we want to thank you for being part of our podcast today. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, I'll see you very, very soon. All right.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, D.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank Tam Cam for being here. Really enjoyed her being part of our podcast today. We want to thank Mr. Juan Hernandez. He's a personal injury attorney here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you've been in a car accident, been injured, and it's not your fault, contact him today at 214-900-0000. We also want to thank Victoria Nuave. She's a divorce attorney here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Going through divorce, thinking about one, get it done. Don't wait. Talk to a specialist. Contact her at 214-391-5555. And of course, there's this guy named Detective Gomez. You're going through a bad situation at home. Someone's cheating on you, child custody, background checks, GPS devices. I got it all. Contact me at 214-823-5600. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time on Beyond Cheaters, the Detective Gomez Files.
This is Detective Gomez, everybody. He'll uncover everything that you're hiding. This is Detective Gomez, everybody. Watch out, he'll know if you're lying. This is Detective